Welcome to the Gals Guide to the Galaxy podcast, where a group of gals gather for you one cool thing around our topic of the month. Is it ancient history? Is it breaking news? Is it safe for work? Well, that's up to each gal. All we know is that...
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
Hello, Galactic Glamazons. It is a new month and a new theme at Gals Guide. This month we are gathering around the campfire and we are sharing folk tales and myths that feature fantastic female characters or storytellers. These stories could be creation stories or archetypes or even tales that are downright weird. Talking about you, Greek myths. So no matter what religion or belief system they might have originated from, there's something to learn in all of these fantastic myths. So let me introduce the folks who are going to tell some tales. Get it? Folk tales? Folks, tell some tales. Oh, there it is. Okay, so first up, she's got a thesis paper, and she's going to know how to use it, as well as artwork that is firmly placed inside the wheelhouse for this month, as she is a women's history artist, Bonnie Fellenworth. Yay! Bonnie, tell the good people about yourself and what you have been up to since the last episode.
I'm library manager at Gals Guide, and
Yay.
I create bright and colorful paintings of women throughout history.
Woo!
And it's starting to be, we're getting high hopes to be out of this mess. So art fairs are starting to fill out my applications, which also means I gotta make some new artwork.
Yes, do it. Yes, please. Yes,
get on it.
Because I gotta be broke again.
I heard. So Lydia Burgess, I saw the other day, is another Indianapolis artist.
Yes.
Who's super amazing. She does like artwork like out of her dreams.
Yes, exactly.
Cool.
I worked with her on a horror movie where she was one of the set decorators. Yes.
Nice.
Because it was like a really nice inspiration. So her artwork was throughout the movie. So it was really cool.
Wow.
I saw her the other day, and she mentions this challenge that she's doing.
Ooh.
And she forwarded it on to me about getting 100 rejection letters, I think in a year.
Yes. Oh, there you go.
But like the idea is by the time you get 100, you're swamped anyway.
Correct.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I was like, that's pretty cool.
It's a way to also kind of flip the script where you're looking for the rejection. So you're like, haha, yay, another one. But you're putting your work out there that way.
I mean,
so.
you're putting out at least 100 times.
Exactly. I mean, that sounded really dirty, Bonnie. Putting out 100 times. Just saying. So on that note.
I'm not sure if I want that to be like, because I know who you're announcing next.
Speaking of, not speaking of which, speaking of the opposite of putting out 100 times, how about that?
Oh,
see?
right.
Because you never know which family member's listening.
Right.
No, you're good. So next up is the sweet creation of many confections and the amazing ability to tell a fantastic tale that is always probably TMI. Always. But
Always.
that's why I love it now. It's Katie Harris. Yay! So Katie, tell the good people about yourself and what you've been up to.
Oh boy. I've just been enjoying that spring is here.
Yes.
Things are looking beautiful. Time to spend outside. We talked about this a little last month for Environmental Month.
We did have that weird snow though. But I mean, other than
I've
that.
already forgotten that.
Oh yeah, no, that didn't happen.
That was last week.
Right. So last week.
I think the highlight of my life recently has been that Fairyville Festival here at
Wasn't
Nickel
that
Plate.
fun?
And it was just adorable seeing all the little girls dressed up as fairies, and the houses were gorgeous, and a once-in-a-lifetime experience. I got to drink pink glittery beer.
Yes, you
And
did.
I'm still not over it.
I
guys.
know.
I'm not.
It was good.
It was
I really
good,
liked
yeah.
it.
Nice.
And they really wanted to make sure that I had enough.
They were pushing it on
Sure,
you.
be like, do you want another? And I'm like, no, it's a lot of glitter. It's got to come out of me somehow.
Yeah, I was
Right.
going to say, that's going to be interesting
You know,
later.
honestly, it was more like a shimmer.
It was.
It's nothing wrong. Who can have enough shimmer? I
Exactly.
mean, there's like a capacity
Not
to
a
have
shit
too much
shimmer.
glitter, but
Right, exactly.
I mean, a shimmer.
I like it.
Yeah.
Now I'm sorry I missed out on that.
It was really good. It was a 4-day Ray fairy inspired with shimmers in it, and it's very tasty.
Fruity.
Get an X-ray the next day.
I know, right? Exactly. Every metal detector was set off. I'm just kidding. That didn't happen. So, returning to the program after a long absence, of which we have missed you greatly. There was a typo. There was totally a typo. But I meant missed greatly. It's Debbie Sponsler. Yay! Debbie's back! So, Debbie, tell the good people about yourself again and what you've been up to in the last year or so.
Okay, well, you don't want to hear it.
Okay, gotcha. There you go. That's fair.
It's been a year of pandemic that is behind me now.
There you go.
All gone. Life is good now.
It's all shit glitter now.
And yes. And my husband and I went out Sunday and celebrated our post-vaccination time with a road trip to Cincinnati for the day, and it was glorious.
But I hear that's where fun is illegal. Cincinnati. Sorry, there was a T-shirt that I had that said Cincinnati, where fun is illegal. I'm just kidding.
You know what? Coming from Ohio originally, probably true.
Yeah, see, there you go. See.
But we did family-friendly fun, so
there you go.
We went to Jungle Gyms, which is
I was going to ask. I love Jungle Gyms.
The best.
I came home with this amazing Irish mustard that is so good.
See, mustards and chocolates are my two go-tos at Jungle Gyms of getting just whatever weird I can and be let's try it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was amazing.
You never know. Oh my gosh, no, that sounds fun. And now I want to go to Jungle Gyms. Maybe they have some glitter beer for all of my new, obsessions that I'll have with it. As for me, I'm Dr. Leah Leach. I'm the executive director of Gals Guide, and I'm so excited about this month because, I adore myths. I'm kind of obsessed about them. I'm a little bit of a Joseph Campbell fan, and that is an understatement as I look at Katie. She's like, if I have to hear about Joseph Campbell in Star Wars one more time. But I love Hero's Journey in writing. I think that myths are our first kind of media, their first kind of stories. They're kind of the humans' first smartphone sort of thing of how we communicated with each other. Because before we had books, before we had radio, before we even had movies, we told each other stories and we used myths and folk tales to kind of warn kids about how to live a human life and stuff like that. So I'm super excited to hear about new myths and folk tales today. I'm ready to totally geek out about this. And I was going to let Bonnie go first, but you know what?
I
Katie's
flipped
going
the
first.
script. Yes.
I love it. We're going to keep you guessing.
I know. I appreciate you guys letting me go first. I got to get home and put a kid to bed. So I'm just going to star in this first episode.
There you go.
All my fans. I'm sorry.
Please keep listening.
Sorry.
We will keep talking about Katie, mostly to see if she listens to the rest of the episodes.
There you go.
I said I would.
She was totally going to listen.
I'm going to listen to it.
Yes.
I've never listened to our podcast.
We're very aware.
I listen, just so you know. Quick commercial. Listen every week because it's really cool.
Oh. It's fun. The jokes are better the second time around.
I believe it. I do because I am I've gotten more relaxed. We've been doing this a while now.
Yeah, exactly.
But at the same time,
3 years almost.
Trying to think.
Yeah.
What do I have to say, and is it going to make sense?
Don't worry about it. It's
right.
a podcast. When does that ever stop anybody?
Right? Well, I have a great myth to share with you guys. An amazing story.
Yes.
It's a creationism story.
Ooh.
Which I'm not a huge creationism. I don't know. I'm a little more sciencey kind of gal.
Right. But the stories are amazing,
right?
though.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think I really love this one because it is about a goddess that gave birth to the world.
Yes. Preach.
Right.
Oh, wait. Hold on.
Right. Ow. So this is a Mesopotamian tale.
Look at how well you said
I
that.
did. It's just I tried not to overthink it. It just flowed right out.
That was amazing.
It did, right?
Bravo.
Now I feel like I have to re-say it to
No,
get myself back on track, but it's not going to happen.
Quit while you're ahead.
Right?
Keep moving.
Keep on going.
Keep moving forward.
Well, on that note, speaking of moving,
yes.
This creationism tale has to do with the freshwater god and the saltwater goddess.
So
the goddess I will be talking about is Tiamat.
Gotcha.
And she is the goddess of the sea. in this tale.
I actually don't know this one. Bonnie, do you know this one?
That name sounds familiar.
Oh,
but I think it's from I think it's from like Stargate though.
Oh, okay. Yes.
That's why I know it. Why it looks familiar.
Yes, there you go.
I
Movie
don't even
versions are
know.
probably not as good, but maybe.
Yeah. If you love mythology
Right.
and science fiction, Stargate is for you.
Yes.
I pronounce it Star Donut because they go through a giant donut and they go through time.
Nice.
Star Donut.
Star Donut.
Sorry, yes, Katie.
Oh, it's okay.
I see a parody.
Well, they were
I see a parody.
probably able to take some liberties because this tale, its first mention of Tiamat is in the Inuish.
Gotcha.
Inuma-ish.
Yeah.
The Inuma-ish.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. And then I think there's a few reliefs of her, but there's not that much.
Right.
So there's been like a lot of discussion about who she really was, what did she look like, what did she really do.
Right.
But the basic story that I'm going to tell you is what's in the Uma-ish, which I probably just said three different times, but that's going to happen.
One of them's going to be right.
I probably hit it one of those times.
You're good.
So our goddess Tiamat, and I think his name's like Inu or something like that, but who cares?
Okay, gotcha.
right?
His name is
The
Ew.
dude.
Ew.
No, it's Aspu.
Oh,
Or let's call him
Aspu.
As.
Okay.
Apsu.
Apsu. There we go.
Apsu,
Yes.
the freshwater god. So they do what you do and created
Right.
the little baby gods. Oh my gosh,
okay,
Bonnie's
Bonnie?
losing it.
In my head, I just went ass poo.
I do want to call him Aspu. It is. Well, I flipped it because it's APSU.
Oh.
Apsu. I know. Sorry. Aspu.
No, it's ass poo now.
So they had themselves some little
Sweet.
brats.
Yes, of course.
And
Like you do.
generations and generations, but then they decided that they were being too loud, annoying them.
Oh.
They couldn't sleep,
Ah.
as happens when you have
All
children,
parents,
right?
right. Yeah.
So Aspu came to Tiamat and is like, we should kill them.
Oh.
Yeah, like you
Yeah.
do.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
man.
I'm
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
getting some flashbacks into some Greek myths, Bonnie.
But
I mean, I'm not a parent, but I can imagine there are some
times.
days where you just want to drown your children.
That's your Greek myths talking again.
Let's go take a bath.
you've been. Well, these are grown children.
Oh,
Go.
These are grown
Why don't you
children
kick them
now.
out? Like, go make them have their
Well,
own little
yeah.
island in an ocean to
I
themselves.
think they are, but when you're talking like gods, goddesses, it's like this whole like big mess.
Yeah.
That really, the world hasn't been created.
Okay.
They have created
no place
other
to
gods
go.
and
Okay.
lives, but they're apparently keeping their parents up.
Okay.
So Apsu
Yes.
came to Tiamat and is like, let's get rid of him.
Yeah.
But in these early stories, she's a very like caring, nurturing mother,
Right.
creator of Earth eventually.
Thank you.
And she's like, no, we should just ignore them. We can't do that. So he goes behind her back to someone else and is like, help me kill my kids.
Oh, wow.
Nice. So he finds like the hitman of
Right.
the universe.
Some dude and is like, let's do this. But
Right.
the kids find out that he's plotting this.
Oh.
And one of them, who's like a major god that other people would recognize, but I do not, because I'm not so into Mesopotamian gods.
You know, like you do.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
He puts a spell on his father to put him into a sleep of which he cannot wake up,
Sleeping
but then
Beauty.
goes ahead and kills him while he's asleep.
Oh.
Because you got to double down.
I guess.
Uh,
You know, he was gonna murder them. So sure.
But it turns out Tiamat was not so pleased with this outcome.
No.
She was pretty pissed.
That was the line.
She was pretty pissed.
All right, got it.
That's it. She was pretty pissed. These loud youngsters killed her husband.
Right. When he was sleeping.
Right. And so she like teams up with somebody else, another like a dude.
Oh, okay.
Shacks up with another dude.
Why am I suddenly picturing like West Side Story, where it's like two rival gangs, the kids gang and the mom
Mom's
gang,
gang,
and they're all
right?
snapping.
It's a little bit of that going on because
all
we're
right,
gonna
all right.
about to start a full blown war.
Oh.
Yeah. But I need to backtrack to let you know
Yes.
what a fierce goddess she is.
Yeah.
She's described many different ways. In her origin story, she of course is like very beautiful and fertile because she is like
Of course.
the source of all of the gods and
Yes.
giving rise to all of this. But she's also portrayed as like a sea serpent, a sea dragon,
Yeah.
a dragon.
Right.
It's been said she has snakes for legs. I don't know how you walk on leg snakes.
Don't know, but I'm kind of thinking
it's got to be more like
terrifying.
an octopus vibe, right?
Sure, could be.
I love that you did that, Bonnie, because I was literally thinking about like peg legs, but they're snakes that don't bend. I don't know. That's
So she had snakes for
a lot.
legs.
Yeah. And she's a dragon, and she was fierce, and basically a badass mom.
Yes.
But they've all gone too far. So she consults with her new dude and is like, yes, we need to wage war, but first I should probably give birth to more like demons.
So an army, basically.
An army. She's going to birth.
Oh, yeah.
She birthed her own army of 11 monsters.
Nice.
And I have to tell you, I have the list of the different monsters she birthed.
Yeah.
One of them's a merman.
Nice.
I'm not
Aquaman?
joking. Yes. Well,
Wow.
one of them's a fish man, and then in parentheses, like merman.
Merman dad.
I mean, if you want to win a war, I know that's what I was thinking too. If you want to win a
Zoolander.
war, get yourself a merman.
Sweet.
She a
sure one of
raging
them's-
storm, a snake dragon, a hairy beast man,
Okay, this is sounding
a
like
lion
the X-Men.
demon.
Okay, so the team of the X-Men?
a lion human hybrid.
Yes.
Which reminds me, sometimes she's also depicted as being like half lion too, like a lion head. There's
Ooh,
like
nice.
she just can
lion-
take whatever form she wants, I
Yeah.
think.
Exactly.
So a scorpion man,
Ugh.
a bull man,
Right? Mm-hmm. Right?
yep, and a 3-horned snake man who's furious, exalted, and venomous. I think those are the 3 different heads.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And they're all there, yeah.
Well,
so
it's
pretty
good to
intense.
not
Like
have
Seraphis or
furious
something like that?
and venomous in the same head.
Right. This is true.
That would be bad.
Should be different heads.
It would be like a Fast and Furious movie.
Okay.
Fierce and venomous.
All right. So they wage this war, and they also have the tablets of destiny.
Oh, okay.
Of
Like you
course.
do.
Yeah, right.
And they're fighting, and the younger gods are like weak and losing. But then one of the younger gods steals the tablets of destiny, and then the tables turn.
Bum, bum.
Yes.
Right.
So Tiamat is killed by one of her
own kids?
sons. Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Bad
These are some
child.
rough kids.
Right.
Telling ya.
That's how these old legends, you know.
Oh.
So, and then she's already like given birth to everything that exists in the world.
Right.
But when she is killed, her corpse is used to create the heavens and the earth. And from her weeping eyes flow the Tigris and the Euphrates rivers. And her tail becomes the Milky Way.
Wow.
So she literally becomes the earth. And then
Look at
it's that son of hers that eventually makes like the human helpers. So she like is the whole world that the humans inhabit. So and I also found it really interesting too as I kind of studied and learned and read about her. How in the early form she is like known as nurturing and mothering and the creator of earth.
Yeah.
And then she's largely known as also like a goddess of chaos.
Gotcha.
And destruction. And that some scholars say that lines up with a shift in the Mesopotamian world of where they went from maybe a more matriarchal society to a patriarchal society.
Right.
And they kind of had to change around the story to reflect
The
their
times.
new reality. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway.
So they changed the ending to fit the times.
Absolutely.
But they gave her the Milky Way.
Yes, and her tears are the rivers. I was like, oh.
Wow.
I mean, nice, but she could have won.
She should have won. And I did not get that into it, but as I was reading about her, then I just started trying to find some YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And there was one that was also talking about how some people believe she wasn't truly defeated. And you can actually call upon her, especially if you need help with like mental health issues.
Look at that. I like that. The goddess of mental health.
Yeah. That would be the one I would study.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. But,
Tiamat, come to me. That is fantastic. How did you come across that story?
I just was Googling, when I was thinking about folk tales, a lot of the ones I'm familiar with are very Disney-esque, and they're not very like powerful women.
Right.
So I just Googled.
You were trying to dig deeper and be
I was like,
where my badass goddesses.
Yeah, and so I found a list and kind of read the general descriptions, and I really liked that she was like a creationism story and like a Mother Earth.
Yes.
So that resonated with me, and I wanted to dig into that a little more.
Exactly.
Cool.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any questions? I mean, does Miss Thesis Paper have it? No, I'm just
I
kidding.
have a story. I have a story.
Oh, that's right. You have a Mesopotamia story.
So in 6th grade, when we're learning about world history, and they always start with the Tigris and Euphrates River. It was
Which
my
apparently
turn.
came from the tears of Tiamat.
Yeah.
It was my turn to read from the book, and I said the Epidermis River, and
Epidermis
because
River.
my name was like, oh, long E word, that's epidermis.
Gotta be.
And my teacher was just laughing so hard. She's like, I'm so sorry.
Oh gosh.
That's where all of the women go and have their children, in the Epidermis River. Soothing qualities of the epidermis. I like it.
Brings a whole new thought to facelifts.
I know, right? This is very true. I'm just gonna change my face to a different animal.
Let the fat just melt away in the river.
Exactly. Oh, I love it. Good one, Katie.
Well, thank
Yeah.
you.
Oh, sweet. Okay, well, I opened it, so that means I close it. Oh, my gosh. Well, that wraps it up for us this week. Join us next week as our next gal pal shares her one cool folk tale and myth as the Gals Guide podcast continues. Thanks for listening. For show notes, links, and images from this week's show, visit galsguide.org. Want exclusive stuff like deleted bits and major bloopers? Become a Gals Guide patron today. Thanks for listening.